I became very aware of what it's like not to have a home. You know, a home, man, is important. No matter how small it is, at the end of the day, you have the right to be able to say, I'm going home. Man, if I could just get to my house, I don't care what it looked like. But man, if I could just turn the key and shut the door and be in my house, that's just a moment of relief. I didn't have that. It was very, very difficult, man, but it put a determination in me too. I was determined to be something. I was homeless, man. I mean, you know, you're in a position where you're going, I got nowhere to go except up. I might as well keep hustling. I was in comedy. All the money I was making, I was sending back home. One time I drove to the house in Cleveland. I finally got enough money. I drove to the house in Cleveland and everybody was gone. I didn't see my kids for almost 2 years. They just left, boarded up the house. So I said, okay, I ain't got nowhere to go. So next thing you know, I'm in the car. It taught me determination, man. I'm a really, really determined person. It also taught me that no matter what happens to you, it ain't over. Ain't no such a thing as over. As long as God wakes you up, that means he ain't through with you yet. You got a shot to correct it and get it right. And he kept waking me up. God wakes you up. That also means that he has something for you that you've yet to receive. I figure what else? He can't take nothing else from me. I ain't got nowhere to stay, so. But I'm that type of person, and he knew that about me. He had to take everything from me to get my undivided attention. So he did it. He took it. So he took everything from me. And I had nothing but him. So I just talked to him all the time. I got real strong in that car. I think humility was a thing that I learned, humility.
Some of your haters that think you're something, they're prophesying what God is about to do in your life. Just go ahead and receive it and walk into it. You don't have to work for it. All you have to do is receive it. Somebody ought to walk into another realm of glory that just hits you in the face and you don't know where it came from.
There's some people, because of their personality, because of their contribution, because of the investment of their time and their energy, that when they go, everybody will miss them. So when Mother Teresa checks out, everybody will know. When Rosa Parks, Nelson Mandela, everybody will know. Why? Because of their contribution. Some people, because their contribution is so small, no one will care. Decide that you're going to box and bury your fears, that you're going to begin to live life on a new level, that you're going to find more love and more joy and more ways to give more to life. Everything a man does for himself, he takes with him, but everything he does for others, he leaves behind. What is it that I want to do with the rest of the life that I have left? What chances I need to take? What risks do I need to begin to embrace? What areas of my life am I dead right now? What dream? You can either live your dreams or live your fears. I'm sick and tired of living like this. There's got to be more. That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams. How are you going to make it? I don't know, but I will. See, you will when you put yourself in that kind of situation.
Maybe you've made mistakes. You're thinking, Joel, God's not going to pay me back. I can understand if it was unfair, if somebody did me wrong, but this was my fault. I brought the trouble on myself. God is saying to you what he said to Abraham, I'm going to help you recover all. Maybe you didn't raise your children right. Now they're off course. You're going to recover all your children. You spent money that you didn't have. Now you're over your head. You're going to recover all your finances. You didn't take care of your body. Maybe you gave into addictions. You're going to recover all your health. Not partial recovery, partial freedom, fully recovered, fully healthy, fully blessed. God is saying you're going to get it all back. All your finances, all your children, all your health, all your dreams, everything that has been stolen. Luke chapter 17, 10 lepers saw Jesus walking through their village. Leprosy was a dreaded disease, would cause the skin to become so infected, get so bad that sometimes raw flesh would start showing. Parts of the body would become dismembered. A finger, a toe would rot and eventually fall off. Or hands or ears curl up and become useless. These lepers called out for mercy, asking Jesus to come heal them. But Jesus didn't go pray for them. He didn't lay hands on them. He didn't even speak healing. He told them to go show themselves to the priest. That's what you would normally do after you were healed. They could have thought, I'm not healed yet. That'd be a waste of time. Once I see my healing, I'll go. They didn't realize their healing was dependent on their obedience. When God asks you to do something, don't debate it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't call 10 friends and get their opinion. Just do it. When you obey, a blessing always follows. The scripture says, as they went, they were healed. I can imagine as they were walking to the priest, hands that had been gnarled for years suddenly begin to open up. Maybe a finger begins to grow out. A toe that was missing begins to reform. An ear that all curled up begins to straighten out. Like a movie, parts of their bodies that were dismembered, disfigured, begin to morph back to normal. By the time they got to the priest, they were perfectly well. These were unusual miracles, things that seemed impossible. Rotting flesh, a finger missing, can't do anything about that, but nothing is too difficult for our God. Like these lepers, you may have a situation that looks too far gone, like it could never work out. But God has some of these unusual miracles for you. Unusual healing, unusual favor, unusual promotion. It's something that you haven't seen, out of the ordinary. It's never happened in your life. Get ready. Payback is coming. The enemy may have done his best, but his best was not enough. God has the final say. He said in the book of Joel, I will repay you for the years that the locusts have eaten. That was talking about crops they had lost, insects that had wiped out their harvest. They had struggled for years. They thought that was their destiny. But the next verse says, you will eat in plenty and be satisfied. God is saying this to you. I'm going to repay you for the years the enemy has stolen. Years you were mistreated. Years you were lonely. Years you were sick, addicted, depressed. God is about to repay you. You're going to have plenty of joy, plenty of health, plenty of friends, plenty of opportunities, plenty of resources. You're not only going to be satisfied, you're going to be amazed. That's the Most High God paying you back. I know this lady, she got off to a rough start in life. She dropped out of high school at 15 and had her first baby at 16. She didn't have any guidance, and she ended up spending 3 years in prison with a felony offense for writing $2,000 worth of bad checks. Because she had a felony, she lost her right to vote. This really bothered her. When she got out of prison, the only job she could find was working as a bartender. There was a man that lived by the bar that was constantly encouraging her, telling her, this bar is not where you belong. God has something better for you. One day you're going to own your own business. One day you're going to get your voting rights back. She would weep and weep. This sounded too good to be true. She thought, that's impossible. I have a felony. How could that happen? All the circumstances said she was stuck. The odds were against her, but God has unusual favor, unusual opportunities. There was a lady close by that had a restaurant for sale. This young lady wanted to buy it, but she didn't have the funds. She went to the lady and told her story. The lady said there was a man in the restaurant business that really wanted to purchase it, but there's something special about you, something that I really like. I don't need your money. I'm going to give you my restaurant. She has been in business now there 11 years, plus recently she opened up a second restaurant. A while back, the governor's office called and informed her that the governor was giving her a pardon. She got her voting rights back. Is there anything too hard for our God? You may have made mistakes, but God is full of mercy. It may look impossible, but God has all power. He knows what you've been through. He knows what wasn't fair. He's saying today, payback is coming. Not partial, not halfway, not 90%. You're going to get it all back. I believe and declare God is going to restore the years that the enemy has stolen. You're not going to come out empty-handed like the Israelites. You're going to come out loaded down. Unusual favor, unusual healing, unusual breakthroughs. The fullness of your destiny